In this lesson, we'll talk about how you can accomplish the principle of least privilege. In the previous lessons, I did mention that you gotta attach the policies to the groups and then add the users to the groups. Let's go ahead and see how that works in action. Now, I'm logged into the AWS portal. I'll go and click on policies. And then what you will see is a lot of inbuilt policies that Amazon has for us. On the top right hand side, what you see is that we got about 651 inbuilt policies. Now what I'm going to do is click on one of these policies and then understand that in detail. Okay, so let's say I'll go ahead and search for EC2 here. EC2, by the way, stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, which will let us create virtual machines in AWS. We'll talk more about that in detail in the upcoming sections, but for now, let's just stick to policies. So I've got something called Amazon EC2 Full Access. And what does that do? Well, it is giving us full access to all of these services which are interlinked with EC2, right? So anybody who has this policy linked will be able to manage everything as far as EC2 is concerned. Okay, so what we usually do is go ahead and create a group and then link that group with the policy. Let's do that. So I'll go ahead and create a group and then call it as EC2 admin or something and click on next. Now what we have is the list of policies that we saw in the earlier section. Okay, now I'm going to search for my policy and then select the policy that you want to attach to the group. Okay, now we are done with this. Let's click on next step and finally review and click on create group. That's done. That's how simple it is. Now it's time to go ahead and add users to the group. Okay, now we already have a user called as Rob. What I'm going to do is go to user section, click on Rob, and then select the groups tab and add users to the group, right? I've got all the groups in my subscription so far. The group that I want Rob to be in is EC2 admin. Select that and add to groups. That's it. So now Rob will be able to log in and manage everything as far as EC2 virtual machines, load balancers are concerned. Okay, let's see that. Now I'm going to go and launch in incognito mode. And you remember what I'm doing, right? I'm doing the same set of actions that I did in the previous lessons. I'm going to copy the IAM link for the user, navigate to the incognito mode, go and log in as him. Okay, type Rob and type the password as well. There you go. I'm going to go full screen. Okay, so now this time I'm going to go to EC2 and then you will see that running instances is 0. In the previous lessons, we got running instances as hyphen, and when we clicked on this, we got a message that we do not have permissions to view this page, but now clearly says that I do not have any running instances in this region, and that means that I'm able to read the data from the EC2 dashboard. Well, things will go ahead and work out for Rob if he goes and clicks on launch instance and follows through the wizard and creates a virtual machine for himself. But then we're going to do that in the next section when we will do EC2s, okay? But one thing to keep in mind that privilege of least control is very important for security purposes. So when we talk about the best practices in the next lesson, I'll mention that one more time, but remember that for now, okay? Now, one thing to keep in mind is that when Rob logs in, he will be able to see the following on the top right hand side, which is his name at the account ID. This number is your account ID related to your subscription. Okay. For now, I'll go ahead and sign out of this and close this guy. All right, just to summarize, in this lesson, we understood what policies are. We created a group, attached the policy to the group, and added the user Rob to the group. We then signed in with Rob and saw how the permissions are effective for that user.